artistic level. So he says, trying to use an IP address. Don't worry about that, you know, it's just a Chinese guy to show up. Sometimes. Eric's a suggestion. No, just, you know, hack back. Oh, yeah. I love that. I hope that. I would like to see it happen. Everyone hates it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, can we just try?
Alright, welcome to another DC 604. This is a meetup for hackers. Chill. JB's doing a talk today on full right-wing stuff. Already streamed. We'll test the stream, we'll send it out to the guys. Yeah. And then they go and do something. Oh. I was like, who was it? Cool. Yeah, so JB, man.
I'm on. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Lots of pressure. Many people today. We have a full room. So how's it, people at home or at work? Can you hear me? If you can, reply in the chat room just to confirm we're all set up. So do we have a confirmation? Whichever is... Everybody on Telegram or Slack, raise your hand, your virtual hand, and let us know if you can see and hear. There's nobody. Guess I'll get started joining that. The website where it says streaming not online. Yeah, I don't know how this works. Oh, hey, hello to you guys. I hope you can hear me. Wow.
This is like a warning from them. This is from like.
Oh, so nobody's seeing, nobody can hear.
Sensitive corporate.
You can fast forward it too, right there. All the way till the end. Are you gonna be?
Yes, of course. That's already it's ready to be posted. So when we're done, we can post. Hey, welcome. Waiting just for you, huh? No, it's a joke.
Let's go. Now go.
Oh, I see. So nobody can hear, nobody can see right now. Yeah. It is streaming. So if it is streaming, again, if you just joined us, just let know in any of the chat channels you're in so we can confirm that everything's working. We can start the presentation. 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 It's on YouTube. Okay. Presentation. It's on YouTube. Okay. Presentation. It's on YouTube. Okay. Presentation, 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 it's on YouTube. Okay. YouTube. Okay. YouTube. Okay. YouTube. sound is coming from. Okay. Okay. Now it works. Okay. All right. Hey, sorry for the delay. We had some technical problems. So I'm on. Everything's working fine. Okay. Good. Okay, the link's out. Excellent. Hey. So ready to start? Everybody's there? I'm just going to start. Go. Okay. Hey, thank you for your patience. We had some technical difficulties. We want to make sure that. Hey, where are you going, man? I'm not waiting anymore.
Is it link up or working?
Yeah, it should be.
I was thinking, who are all those people?
Okay, so
It's the first time we're using the system, but we
yeah. So everybody at home, if you made it so far, let us know that if you can hear and see us in the chat channel. That'd be appreciated. And for everybody else in the room, thank you for your patience. We were trying to make sure that everybody could still see and hear what was happening here, but just enjoy in the comfort of their living room. Apparently, there were some technical difficulties, so we had to wait a little bit. So, thank you again for being here. Oh, you're back! Super, super. So everybody's here, so I can start, and hopefully we'll have a nice and useful presentation for everybody. So today the talk is about the OSCP, which is stands for Offensive Security Certified Professional. And some of you in the room may have attempted the certification, and maybe it wasn't successful. Some of us successfully passed the certification. Some are interested in passing the certification. So we're going to try to see what could be done to help you succeed before spending any money, or help you succeed try at the exam a second time. So the usual cautions when you do a talk. So I don't want to preach, so like I'm not like super uber elite or everything. I don't have the truth. I don't want to show off. Everyone should level up. It's because the OSCP is fun. So it's not like yeah you have to do this, and just do what you want to do and have fun. And I'm not a lawyer, not a doctor. So you're responsible for what you do. So if you break your leg while doing the OSCP, it's not my fault. So, and of course, my views are my own and do not represent those of my employers, current or future. So that this CYA is out of the way. So is your background relevant for the OSCP? Because that's one of the questions. Like, okay, so this guy said it was like super hard, and this guy said it was super, super easy. So what's the difference? So, oh, we have one more guest. Come in, come in. Quickly come. In or out, but oh, I'm out of the. Yeah, I move a lot. Hey, okay, sorry at home. I just got a little bit like excited and everything. So yeah, is the background important? So well, it depends. I mean, I didn't study computer science in school. My background is not in construction. There's construction going. So sorry, they'll be knocking sometimes. So my background is in electronics and telecom, but it does help a little bit that. Wow, there was this noise also. What's that? What's going on? That's a disturbance. There's the construction. There's a guy who entered. There's gunshots outside. Like, wow. So yeah, a little bit of hacker mindset would be helpful. General programming experience. Of course, you need to know what's a variable, arrays, loop, function. Like that would be certainly useful. The command line. If you never touch the command line, I encourage you to try. It's fun and very useful to do USCP. And the attitude is what's most important. So Typically, you'll think that going to school, maybe it's going a little bit too slow. You'd like to go a little bit faster, learn something different, or learn more about something. So it means that you're a self-learner, self-starter, self-directed, any adjective you want to use to say that. You need to have self-discipline and really be focused on what you do. So that covers what would be a suitable background to do the USCP. So, and I did a couple of weeks ago a little survey, and I'll do one again in the room here. But how many of you in the room with the USCP? So I know that you have it. I have it. Barney was supposed to have it too. But nobody else in the room is in a USCP. So that's cool. So this. So yeah, there's someone in the alley who apparently has the USCP, which is very, very cool. They just got root on Bethany. Yeah. So how many of you in the room here considering trying the USCP for the first time? So yeah, so we've got a couple of people here. That's really cool. How many already went in the labs? There's already a couple of people already. That's cool. And I guess you all want to try again, right? No. Okay, yes, you got one here. That's cool. So that means we have a crowd that's interested in USCP. So here's the comments I collected online and in person. So it was super easy, man. I'm too elite for this. No, that's not true. Actually, it was too hard. It's only for network pen testing. There was some people that were kind of dismissing it, saying that these days it's all about web apps. And yeah, that's a good entry point. There's a little bit of web app in this. This enough to know what it is and how to attack it. So, but I would dismiss this comment because you're still going to learn a lot. I don't have time to the lab. Not much point in doing the cert. Okay, so the labs and the certification are two different animals. The labs are very fun. The exam is the exam, and it's a simulation of what a pen test would look like, meaning that you have a time constraint, and you don't have much time to be exposed to a new network. So it's really like this, very different from the. So that's also not a valid comment in my opinion. Stuff in the lab is too old. Well, companies have a lot of legacy stuff, so that's also not a valid comment in my opinion, because you have new and old. So, and yes, the labs covers new and old. Hey, certifications, they're useless. Maybe some of them are. This is quite different actually. It's really hands-on. So hence why you're here today, because you're interested in doing hands-on stuff. So, and what is the USCP? Well, we have a lot of education to do. Educate the management, educate HR about what is the USCP. But what is the USCP? I haven't answered that question yet. So USCP actually is the exam. What's coming before the exam is called the PWK, the Penetration Testing with Kali, which is a Linux distribution with the tons of pen testing tools. And it's a great playland of fun, like the most fun you'll ever have in your life. And I'm being reminded to stand here. Thank you very much. It's a controlled environment, so you're almost free to do everything you want, except attacking other students and disturbing the network. So if you want to try, no? Please don't. It's prohibited. They will kick you out, so they're saying. So yeah, don't be respectful, please. Don't be like some evil people here. So, and the lab is constantly changing. There was a refresh in mid 2016. So they added some new machines and OSs that are a little bit more recent. So, and yes, like I mentioned, this lab is followed by a practical hands-on exam. And yes, you can all find this online. OffSec says that the USCP is an exam that lasts 24 hours, and it's very hard. Apparently, I don't know. I thought it was very easy. No, it's not true. It's actually hard, depending on your background. And it's not so much a certification that will demonstrate your technical ability as much as a certification that will testify of the candidate's will to succeed, the will to find new approaches to problem, to overcome. So with that in mind, I found some great comments online that kind of shows that really the USCP in itself, someone said it's a great baseline for hiring. It shows basic basic proficiency. Sorry, French is my first language, so when the word is too much close to what it sounds in French, I stumble. But yeah, it's for beginners. Apparently, OSCP is for beginners, so it shows that you have your basics right. And someone also said that it would hire someone right away just because they had the OSCP. So there's good value. People who know what an OSCP went through, they will. And sorry, I just keep looking at the camera. It's so fascinating. Hey, hi. But yeah, learning the offensive mindset has made some people better defenders. So if you're in defense, you're in defense, ha ha ha. I encourage you to try OSCP and learn the attacker's mindset. So, and this is actually from Barney. It's like from his blog. It's the best quote ever, and it ties perfectly into what I want to talk about tonight. Is that it's an inefficient way, an effective but inefficient way of learning, because yes, you can take pictures, and the slides will be made available, of course. So, oh yeah, cool, excellent. So yeah, Barney is saying it like perfectly. Like it's inefficient because there's no hand holding. They will show you like very on the surface what you have to know, and you have to research on your own. And this is taking a lot of time. What if there was a better way of doing this? And this is what I'm actually telling you. Like you can prepare before doing the OSCP, and you'll save yourself some headaches. So, and why you need to prepare lots of information. It's not really for beginners. You want to maximize your lab time? Yes, in the back. If you want, if it gets too disturbing, I'll just kick you out.
This is like what I highly recommend. Right? This is the mistake that I'm making because I'm right. That bunch of class.
So we had a great comment here. I'm just going to repeat for the people who are watching the stream. Is there anybody watching the stream? So someone in the room mentioned that they were also recommending that you do a lot of preparation before starting, so that you don't end up in the labs and not knowing, like just like a zombie going around and like not knowing exactly what to do. So yeah, and how can you do that? Actually, is here's my unusual idea. Actually, so what if there was a blueprint to information security? And we have like really good folks who actually did the job for us. And those good folks are at SANS actually. And SANS, they like a school, they make money, they sell classes, but they also have an examination body called the JIAC. And JIAC, they're ISO certified. And one of the requirements of JIAC to be ISO certified is that everybody's allowed to take the exams without taking the classes, which means they have to supply online what's going to be an exam. So what I'm suggesting is, this is a great preparation for OSCP. You can look what SANS is going to talk about in their class, their outline, which is way much more detailed than what the OSCP guys are saying. You follow that? Yes, question in the back. And the next slide, your question will be answered. The question was, which SANS class corresponds to the OSCP? So next slide will answer that, hopefully. So what I'm recommending is that you go with the Certified Incident Handler, because they're doing a very general overview of what's computer security. And like for the professional in the class, don't take this, you won't gain much. But for anybody who's like completely new to information security, like you need to know what's a buffer overflow and how to crack password, what's the difference between brute forcing or a dictionary attack. This is a great class. And I'm not saying pay for the class. You can pay for the class, but I'm saying you can study for the exam. You can register or not register, it's up to you. But that's great preparation. And I'm going to actually supply with a list of books, not from SANS, books that will map to this certification. And I'm not going to read all of this. You can do the research on your own, but they'll just some topics I thought that would be very useful for you for the OSCP before you start. So scannings and web application are covered a little bit, just a little bit. See, OWASP. Yeah, that's for you. So, and again, the slides will be made available. But there was a great blog that no longer exists. This person, they did like 10 SANS JAC exams on their own, just with books that you can get at a library. They were managing to get in the 80s, 85%. So I read this guy's blog. I said, I'm going to try it myself because a little bit of background. I did SANS forensics class before, so I knew how SANS was thinking everything. But I was a little bit out of money, so I said, I'm going to try this. So yes, you can just get those books here, and they're actually free, some of them at the Vancouver Library. If you have your library card, you can go online, and you'll be able to get Hacking Exposed if you don't already have it, and the Incident Response and Computer Forensics. This one here, I believe many people in this room already has this book. This is the one I recommend. Why? Because the author is actually the author of the SANS class, and this was written before they made the SANS class. And I believe, from what I read, it's almost exactly identical. So save yourself some money, buy this book. It's really good intro. Yes, question. Hey. Changes, the price changed a lot, but I believe it was $600 just to have the cert. So the question was how much it costs.
But you don't have to take the course.
Please raise your hand. There are many people who want to ask a question.
I think it's going up to $800.
You ready? So $800 now would cost to register at SANS. So if you don't really need the certification, don't pay for it, just study. Yes, question in the back? Oh, yes. Yes, you're talking about, the question was there's another option for SANS classes. Is it the work study program where you volunteer? Okay, yes. Yes, there's the work study program also if you want to, if you're self-paying like me and many others, if your employer's not paying the bill, because that gets very pricey. But yes, so that's great preparation. Don't need to give any money to SANS. You can do the cert if you want to do it. Doing the cert is great motivation. So that's step one. Now let's pump this a little bit more. That would be the answer to the question, which certification maps with the USCP. That's the JAG Certified Penetration Tester. And again, just go online, look what they're talking about, research those subjects. And I'll give you a list of books also that will cover everything that's covered in there. You do this before you register for the OSCP. So like scanning PowerShell. If you don't do PowerShell these days, you're a bit like you're missing out. Again, web app attacks. I'm going to keep looking at you web app attacks. And here's my list of books to prepare. I believe many people have this book also, and maybe this one too. So this one, and this one are available free at the Vancouver Library online. So get your library cards. Lots of good books there free. Or you can just go on Amazon, or I think there's the pack book sometimes on the Humble Bundle, possibly. So here's a security tube for Metasploit. That security tube is really, really good. If you don't know about security tube, really, really good stuff, really. So once you did that, you pretty much have all the OSCP stuff, really. But like I mentioned, like it's free and everything. You can go online if you're a resident. But hey, anybody tired here? Oh, there's someone complaining about the noise. Yeah, so like from this point you should have enough. But let's just try a little bit harder. Right? Try harder. So, hey, okay. So that's for you, man. There's also a JAG Web Application Penetration Tester, and there's also a very nice outline, and some of it will be useful in the USCP for some of the machines. So you have the time, why not study it, and you'll learn great stuff too. So I'm going to skip because we don't have all night, but that's the book. There's only one book. Everybody knows this book. It's a part of the Humble Bundle that comes like once or twice a year. It's also free at the Vancouver Library online. So get your library card if you haven't got it. You can get free newspapers. It's great. Library is nice and sold from your taxes. So the book's a little bit dry, in my opinion. So if you have money and you want to give it to SANS, that may be a good class to give them money for, because they probably organize things better than. Really, I think the book is a little bit dry. But this book's going to be useful maybe for the USC, if I'm a bit, no, could be. There's a little bit part of the USC, right, where you have some advanced web application attacks, right? Even further than that, so that's a recommended reading for many, many reasons. Well, Any knowledge? Yes, pen testing, which is what the OSCP is all about. So yeah, and I talked a lot, but this is actually what OffSec's giving you, just to make a comparison. That's the list they're giving you, that's all you have. And for me personally, that wasn't a lot of detail. Maybe that's enough for you, but you can compare what Sans is explaining. Yes, a question. Yeah, some people, that's what they're saying, but what is your background? You work full-time in security? I don't know, let's just pretend I'm dumb here, right?
Yeah, it's just a little contradictory to what you should.
So, yeah, no, someone in the room is saying that, no, Julian's been talking like for minutes and minutes. You don't know what he's talking about. Like, you don't need to prepare, like everything's already there. So about like half of the people online, that's what they're saying too. And it comes really back to your background. So if like you're super uber pro, and you've been doing this forever, everything's there because the general outline is there. Yes, of course, everything's there. But if you need a little bit more direction, a little bit more meat, and you come like from no background at all. That's how I did it. So it's just a suggestion, like question in the back. Yes. Yeah, so someone in the room was saying that they used this and they had a mind map and they used that to study and prepare. But was it enough? So someone asked if it was enough, and someone said that no, it wasn't enough. I didn't pass. So there you go. So everybody's different, and it's fine. So don't let this like deter you from trying the OSCP, like because like it's easy to get discouraged. Like it was super easy, or like everything's in there. So, and what I'm saying is like it's the same concept, but sometimes having the concept explained differently makes the whole difference. Yeah. Because in the beginning, buffer overflows, I wasn't really sure. Like there was someone was explaining, oh, it's like a stack of cards, and they could just flip the cards. It didn't make any sense to me. So. Yeah, so it's your choice. So you can do all this research before you sign up, or you can do it during. I'm not forcing anybody. And that's me at my, like it's a Dawson's Creek. Anybody know Dawson's Creek? Yeah. I don't want to be, na na na. Good show from young people don't know. No? Yes. Oh, it's cool. Have you seen the, he did a remake of this, like there's the 20th anniversary of this, like a super cool. Really? Yeah, you have to see this, but it's really cool. So there's Van der Beek like making all sorts of. He's laughing about himself now. So yeah, preparation is really important. You don't want to end like Dawson. Like that's the worst crying scene of TV. That's why it's. I don't want to do it. It's like. Yeah, so if you fail, don't feel bad. Apparently, rumors on Reddit says that the first taker they fail, under 10% pass rate. So congrats to Barney. Sorry for it's just like I'm amazed. Like wow, I did it the first time. But you two, you did it the first time. That's a count. Second time. Ah man.
I drank a lot.
So yes. So the comment in the room is don't drink alcohol while you're doing the don't drink the night before. It's not going to work. So yeah, and some don't even try the exam. So at least you can try and have a Dawson sad face. At least it'd be a nice story to tell to people. But yeah, so don't feel bad. So what's missing then? It's like that's another bridge. Hey, there's a question. Yes.
No, I actually did. If I did the lab report.
Oh well, okay. So here's the pro.
To win it by owning everything.
Yeah. So pro tip: do your lab report. It might give you some bonus points. The policy has changed. In the past, they used to give you 10 bonus points. So if you didn't have enough, it changed. That's only 5, and you might not get them because they not only they want a lab report, they also need perfection on the exam report. So yes.
I think even if you're not interested in the credits, good practice is pretty right.
Yes.
If you're doing a pen test. You have to, your product or what you're saying is the report. So that's kind of why you can explain the findings and everything.
in a good way.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great
Yes.
regardless.
So someone in the room just, I'm sorry, I'm repeating, someone in the room mentioned that the product of pen tester is the report. And I did find that this was challenging. Actually, after the 24 hours of the exam, writing the report was very stressful because you can't afford to miss anything. They fail you. Like you forgot a screenshot, that's all, we don't get the point. So like definitely make sure you know how to write a pen test report. So that was one of the comments here. So, and yeah, so if you're not sure if you're ready for the exam, that's the question. Like you don't really know if you're ready or not, but you should have a minimum of B and B. And like because this is public and everything, I just want to make sure I'm not getting into trouble with offset because we're not supposed to talk about the labs or the exam. There's like 2 machines that those who've been in the lab will recognize, and maybe having one of S and P might help also. They're kind of hard machines. Yes. Don't. Yes.
One of my tips for writing, especially, and then to do something about last time. But I'm your 48 hours, so you have time to write your lab report.
So someone in the room mentioned that you should get some sleep before writing a lab report, and I didn't actually. I didn't sleep for like almost the 48 hours because I was so afraid that I'm going to forget what I did in the lab, even though I had like perfect note taking. And oh, that's okay. So comment is that if you do the USC, please sleep. Because it's 48 hours, so please sleep. So yeah, reorganize your notes, and after your lab access ends. So here's what did it for me. I reviewed all my Nmap scans results, and without having the machine in my head, I was like, okay, so this is port 21. What can we do with port 21 when it's open? Okay, so is it a vulnerable service? Can I log in as an anonymous? Can I guess the password? Like, and you start thinking and mapping like this without sending any packets, without any attacks. And you process in your mind, Another thing to be, you don't have to be like extreme like me, but I like to keep a diary to keep me motivated. So on this day, I did this, I did this, I did this. So you can see like this is the start of my lab access, but at the beginning, I was reading Fuzzy Security. Everybody did the OSC. You can research it online, of course. Fuzzy Security, a good tutorial. I had a book about Metasploit, so I looked a bit. You don't know when you go in the lab. So, and then I got started. I wanted at least 2 machines per day. So, I got root here. Then. So, might work for you, might not work for you. That was my way to keep on track, and of course, be organized. So, oh, there's a question here. Okay, so yes, in my case, I would wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and work 3 hours on the lab. Then I'll go to work, and after work, maybe I'll work 4 or even 5 hours in the evening. So, and that's why I was keeping a calendar, because I took initially I only took 3 months of lab, and that was all the time I was going to. So that was like the hard limit I set on myself. That's why the calendar was there, to make sure I would really use and maximize the lab time, because time is money. So yes, that's the practice lab. During exam, you don't have time to do diary, and with the diary, it's probably going to be about your frustrations and. Oh no, the test is only it's only 24 hours, yes, and you're free to start it when you want. So there's we can talk about strategies for the exam. I know some people actually decide to split their days in half. They would start like in the afternoon, maybe. Is that a question, or you would just no?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to not miss anybody, but yeah, you can actually split your time and say you want to sleep 2 times during your exam. So you can start in the evening and sleep and then start again in the morning. Or you can do like me, early morning and then no sleep. So it's up to you. But yeah, be organized. And like I made sure to like really like make sure nobody was seeing. But yeah, I use OneNote. That was a common question that was asked. What kind of, there's so many ways you can keep notes. It's up to you. I like OneNote because you can search and find stuff, and it's cool. So, and okay, so yes. No? Okay. I must be getting tired. Like as soon as somebody's moving, there's a question, there's a question. I guarantee you only 5 minutes left and I'll let you go. But yeah, so after a failure, it's easy to get depressed. And like, so what happened is like I was depressed and this guy came up and he's like, hey, look, it's my OSCP card. And as soon as I saw it, I want this card, man. That's cool. I want the card. I want the card. I want the card. So that was like motivation number one. And this is the biggest difference. So for everybody who did the exam and failed it, and I'm not sure what to do later, again, thanks again. I got a link sent. There was a guy on Twitch. Twitch for streaming games. But this guy was streaming himself solving Von Hobbes live. So it's not cut or anything. You hear the guy actually think out loud, like, okay, I got this and that. So I started watching this guy. I was like, do that, do that, do that. So I realized that I could find faster than this guy how to hack the machine. So I thought to myself, maybe I can do this OSCP thing. It's not that bad. And also, the guy, he did things in a different way than what I was doing. So I also learned from him. So I guess that was the biggest ha-ha for me. Like, at one point in your learning, maybe watching other people hack could be like really useful. And I know you love watching people hack. So yeah, it's really, really good. Like if you're stuck, I recommend it. Fine. I'm not implying here to cheat or anything. Don't watch somebody do their OSCP lab. That's no good. Doesn't count. So, and final tips, as maybe you've heard, the OffSec gloves traps. So their goal is to maybe put you off track so that you lose time in the labs or in the exam. And like sometimes the simplest solution are often it. So, and your methodology. So a good pen test, everybody who's a professional here, they have their own methodology. But for someone who's not coming from a security background, it's like a skill that needs to be learned. And the OSCP is really, really the place to learn and apply it, because if you don't have this, you will not succeed. Guaranteed. That was like my mistake. So don't do it. Have a methodology. And once you pass, maybe you'll get respect. I don't know about power. I don't know about money yet. but I'm open. Yeah, I'm waiting for offers. But yeah, so OSCP for me was the new way of life, because every problems, I started to try to think like an OSCP. Like, I can do this and that. Like, it's really cool. And like, almost nothing scares me. Like, yeah, I'll do this. That. Like, I mean, it's a life-changing experience, really. It's like a church. Like once you enter the OSCP, we have a secret handshake. So, oh wait, wrong talk. Yeah, questions. If you have questions, those are the common questions I got before coming here. So, what tool did you use? Well, in my case, I decided to bring power. It's not the time to start debugging your old computer or trying to free up RAM or anything. Like I just decided I'm going to get the best I can afford, and that's going to be it. So VMware Pro snapshots really helped. You don't have to, but it's nice to have. And if you're playing with configuration, like you're trying to install, for example, Beef, and it's not installing properly and it screws up everything, it's nice to revert back to an older snapshot. And those are the Python web server. Is actually a tip I received from a community member that suggested to me, like, don't play with Apache. Just run a Python web server. You'll be able to change the port on the fly. So take notes. It could be useful. Same with the FTP. Yes.
Also with Python web
server. Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. So this is very useful. So highly recommended. If you're not doing this, you're missing out. Don't forget about that's what you need, really. And yes, of course, OneNote. That's my favorite. But there's so many in the market. Like you can decide to work in your VM. I prefer to work outside in my Windows with my OneNote. But everybody has their own preference. So, and well, if that depends on your background. Like if you are a system admin like me, or webmaster in previous life. Well, if you haven't played with WordPress, it'd be a good idea to at least install it, see how it works, Drupal, Joomla, any kind of old PHP software, very, very good idea. WAMP, if you don't know what it is, research it. And like Linux, Windows XP, Windows, if you have an 98, you can play with it if you want to partition or whatever. Any old tech you want to play with, good idea. And last question I have is, did you automate stuff? That's not where I get my fun. So I only automated my pivots, but I didn't do like a 1-2 punch or use complex script of automated hacking or anything. So, but that's really up to you. You do what you want. It's your learning experience in the end. So, when you've done all of this, what's next? You pass the exam, you're convinced you're never going to want to do this again. Never. I'm not going to punish myself again like this. But a couple of weeks later, I'm feeling bored, I need a challenge, like I want to do the OSCE. So yes, definitely the OSCE is on my list. Why stop there? And any kind of hacking, research, forensic, hey, even starting a business. I'm an OSCP now, I can hack everything, even a business. So yeah, why not? And all of this in the hope that we can make a better world, because right now, as you've heard, like every single week, there's something happening. So obviously, the world needs help. So give back to the community like I'm doing today. Hopefully, I've helped some of you. And yeah, so, oh, yes. Exactly. That's what it is. So the question was that it seems like the people who did the OSCP are proving something to themselves and not proving this to an employer, for say, or other people. Yes, mostly that's you're challenging yourself. Yes, that's right, and that's something I'm very proud that like nobody can take this away from me. And also, it doesn't expire. There's no renewal or anything, so it's definitely not a money grab. Yes.
Outdated operating system are required to teach the forefront how the attack works.
Again, it'll depend on your background, right? I mean, in my case, it wasn't enough, but actually, I don't really know because I just study all this stuff before doing it. I never had the chance to like try it without any knowledge, so it's a little bit difficult for me to answer. The question was, I don't even remember the question. I'm sorry. It's time to end this talk, right? So again, like if you have a free question, like it'll be the time we'll after later also. If you're yes. Well, I don't know. Maybe in the resume it doesn't show, but interviews, like when they get to this point, they see their eyes do look like this, and like they tell me, like, "Wow, you seem like really pumped up." Like, yeah, that was like intense. It's crazy, man. So yes.
What I've noticed.
No comments on the certified ethical hackers.
What I've noticed is solving guys that really that's a good point.
I'm not saying experience.
Yeah, equivalent.
Right.
Oh yeah, on the blue team side, like how much value does but not as much as consulting did.
So there's a lot going on in the room, so I can't repeat everything that's being told. You just had to be here. Sorry.
Like if you build something that's blue team, you don't.
I'm like
Also get to see what these attacks actually.
Yes.
Because people are going to get in, they're going to pivot.
And you can do forensics, because that's what I did in the lab. I forensic the attack to see how it would look like. And you can have a nice bottle of champagne when you're done. Yeah, you need motivations. I told myself I'm going to get a bottle of champagne if I pass this. You visualize the bottle, like, oh, it's going to be all tasty and refreshing. It's small size, but it's Veuve Clicquot after all. I can't afford more than it. So yeah, thank you. I hope it wasn't too much boring, or that you. So if you're always free to ask more questions in the channel, I'll be happy to help. Yes, or even now. So. That's such a good.
If you don't try, you'll never know, right? And part of this, we can stop the streaming anyway. This is going to kind of go into a conversation.
Sorry, that's the end.
You challenge yourself, you don't know how far you can push.
Yes.
And this is a good first step to challenge yourself. In the realm of offensive security.
The realm of offensive, I think that goes back to the other point. It depends on the law.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. If you're in policy, there's other things you should probably focus on. That law versus this, all really depends.
It is specialized. I'm quite curious about, so again, this
we still
versus red
turn
team
it
and
off.
value of
Yeah, okay.
certification.
Bye,
How
everybody.
much value this
We're going off air.
to
Thanks
an
for being there.
enterprise type blue team where you're not encountering